Good evening, short story writers. Let's move the hem of my hat around so it doesn't. Okay, so continuing obviously the Christmas theme, um, because it is Christmas week. It's 22nd today. It's that kind of day where you're not sure what to do exactly. You might be present wrapping, you might be going out doing last minute Christmas shopping. But if you've done all that, as so many of us have, then you think, what did you say? Maybe you could watch a Christmas movie. Yeah, so it'd be a great day to do some writing. So, okay, so yesterday we looked at the tradition of ghost stories at Christmas. There are quite a few traditions. Christmas time. I mean, Christmas time itself. It was coincides with a lot of other winter festivals in the northern hemisphere, not the least of which is Saturnalia in the Roman tradition. And who was it who borrowed Christianity as a kind of go-to binding faith in the 4th century? Or was it the 5th century? Who knows? It was the Romans. So that notwithstanding, the tradition I want to look at today is that Christmas is a time of magic, or a time of miracles, if you wish. I think that's said in Die Hard. I was going to say Casper Gutman, but he's from Casablanca. No, he's not. He's from the Maltese folk and do wash my mouth with soap and water. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, Sydney Greenstreet is in both films. Anyway, yes, miracles at Christmas. What is a miracle? Well, it's something that at the moment our present knowledge of the universe via science cannot explain. But a lot of what people term as miracles are in fact coincidences. And I think that if you are writing a Christmas story, this would be a pretty good time to have a coincidence which just happens to work out nicely or terribly, hint, for your protagonist. So, as usual, you would have to decide what the coincidence was. It could be bumping into an old flame, an old friend, in a department store. It could be finding what you consider to be the perfect present, but dot dot dot. It could be that you happen to win the lottery, or your protagonist wins the lottery, but it's the but that where the story happens. So these little miracles occur. Oh, somebody gets a remission from a disease, perhaps, but maybe he gets, like with Norman Cousins, the man who gave us Laughter is the Best Medicine. He cured himself of one disease by watching funny films, but then contracted, I don't know, it's the same disease, or he got another life-threatening disease and had to cure himself again. So did curing himself of the first disease lead to the second one? Sometimes one disease hides another. So there it is. It's the but. So when you've got your little miracle, your coincidence, your fantastic story, then you ask yourself, how does it solve a problem? And that would make an unsatisfactory story, simply because we're a cynical audience these days, so we don't tend to like happy ever after stories where the Christmas fairy comes down and waves a magic wand and everything is put right. So it would be that maybe it solves a problem but then causes another. And then your protagonist, through their own efforts, etc., puts the matter right. So it doesn't have to be a huge life-threatening problem. It is Christmas after all. It can be something as simple as somebody cannot get the present that they want in time through their best efforts, so they have to cook up, perhaps literally, a second gift. which then involves bonding with the person. I mean, for example, all right, so you've ordered something from Amazon, true story. It hasn't arrived, and the tracking thing says it may be lost. True story. So what do you do for your loved one? Well, perhaps you write them a note saying, "Presents in the post. In the meantime, I promise to come and help you with some unfortunate household tasks that you don't like, by way of apology." True story in some parts of the world, not here. I don't need to write those notes. People come and ask me anyway. So, generally speaking, it's what I'm pointing out now is this is the story. This leads to a bonding exercise, which in its way is good. So you could have one of these odd couple type of situations, maybe two siblings, and one has been to a fortune teller who has told your protagonist that he or she should try to make amends with their sibling. So they do. This is what happens. It goes wrong. They write this note, and the other sibling doesn't really want to them to help, but something happens where they've got to. Maybe your protagonist has got some sort of skill that the sibling needs, can repair cars or plumbing or electricity. So they invite them over, and slowly but surely they work their way through their differences, and they end up not all huggy-feely, but with a new respect for each other, and that can be built on in future stories. This is how life works. Right, where are we? Oh, 6:45. So anyway, that would be your true life story. You could do it with science fiction, time of miracles, time of miracles. I don't know, a meteor shower happens at just the right moment, and this causes a problem because your protagonist goes into hiding from the enemy, but then has to find their way out. But it's a little easier than face to face, whatever. I've got to be quick now. Maybe we should continue this tomorrow because I'm running out. If it goes over 8 minutes, then YouTube are going to start monetizing, i.e. putting adverts in the middle of my things, whether I want to or not. And I don't really want any adverts at all. So I'm going to say bye-bye and happy writing, and bye.